Hi everybody. Great, everything's working. So today's a painting day. We're going to paint some cavernous stuff. We're going to paint terrain, minis, and we'll hopefully get to a boat. Picking stuff up. All right. Let's just jump right into it. So these are the Warlock WizKids minis. I've talked about them before. They're great, but I want to paint them to be more cavernous rather than orange. Good afternoon, Sean. I need to get my apron. Oh yeah, music is not playing. I believe that's correct. Because I have been working on the music for the D&D streams or the D&D games in the hopes to not have to sound design in post, to sound design live during the play. And I made some progress yesterday. Dan, how's it going? I'm gonna play these in the background instead, and we'll feel these out. Right now, they're made with Critical Role's albums, which are pretty freaking great. And then I'm working on some royalty-free stuff. So let's see. Calm. This shouldn't be too loud, but let's see. Calm Adventure. Any black paint? Okie dokie. Pretty sure eventually I'm just gonna start pouring it on the minis. Inaccurate. That is inaccurate. There we go. So yeah, I think you guys have seen what these are supposed to look like. If you haven't, this is what they end up looking like. Bottom stays orange and plasticky. Well, this ends up looking pretty good for caves. And then when we move on to, let's say, volcanic dungeon tiles, my hope is to get more of these and paint them into volcanic terrain. That'll be fun. Not necessarily Underdark. Eventually I will. These ones are just going to be caverns, caves, classic gray, maybe some moss colors in there, but it's pretty simple because I just need that classic terrain. And then once I have a set of classic dungeon or cavern terrain, then I can start mixing it up. Get some desert, volcanic, ice, underdark, really mix it up. One set at a time. Chance at Walmart Wi-Fi. But I'm not just painting these today. I got a bunch of stuff that we're going to do. These just take the longest to dry. Favorite monster currently? Ooh. I'm a sucker for a dragon. The Deathwalker is a lot of fun. Let's see. Deathwalker. Dragons. Clearly the most powerful. Oh, you know what my favorite monsters are? Blights. Twig blights. Twig blights a lot. What are the other blights? There's tree blight. I love a tree blight. Their big mama comes in. And there's the two other. There's like a seaweed or like moss blight, and then there's like a tree blight. Needle and vine. Yes. It bums me out that the blights are so expensive as minis, because they're so perfect for just having anything around you just turn evil. major D&D figure you draw or drawn to and really want to run as main villain? Oh, that's a good question. A demon lord or major D&D figure? I'm a big fan of paint. I'm a big fan of Yunogu. And I don't remember his name correctly. Baphomet? It's the... Man, words are escaping me. Minotaur. Demon Lord God. And... Orcus. I never got to run Orcus before. And Orcus is a really good, like, classic The Devil. Let's see. I've tried to run LOL, but Allie is terrified of spiders. So it was alright. And the Yellow King. Not a D&D figure. But we all know who he is. He's the original He Who Shall Not Be Named. Cool. And that can dry. And then I have a couple, like, really niche villain ideas, but they're in works for upcoming campaigns for the channel. I want to keep those in hush-hush mode. So, let's see if we can see this. It's a 3D printed shark coming out of water mini. We based it with deep blue and then really wet turquoise in there too, which is really cool. So I'm going to paint the layers up into the foam, and that'll be fun. And I got a couple of them too, I don't just have one. Oh. I got some shark fins going with the same color scheme. Sawdust. astral plane or the astral sea. Yeah, I mean, I gotta think more about the astral sea. I have an idea, but I haven't really explored it a lot. I kind of like wrote it, put it away. That's really bright. Like in my world building, I got rid of the elemental planes. I really like the idea that Genasi are part of the world. The Fey realm, I think that's like everyone's go-to of an idea, right? Let's swap out music. And let's see. That feels loud. Let me know if it is too loud. I feel like everyone wants to do something with the Feywild. I do and I don't. I find it interesting that like we make all these fantastical planes of existence around a very basic world, and no one wants to explore the basic world. So if like getting rid of the elemental plane altogether, that means the things of the elemental plane are now part of the normal world. How does that play out? Is that more interesting of a normal world to play in? And then Fey, what if the Fey realm was a little bit more bleeding into reality? I just got done, not done, but I got to do a little bit of Shadow Realm. And I got to play with that, which was really interesting. I kind of just made the Shadow Realm the unseelie side of the Fey realm. Because I like the idea that the Shadow Realm and the Fey realm are the same place. One's just before sunset and the other one is just after. Show the camera, can see what I'm doing. There we go. Knife. So I'm kind of just trying to make the actual world itself as interesting as different planes of existence. As a player, though, I think one of the coolest places to visit might be the air elemental plane. I think that one would be interesting. Born. I don't think I have, but I think I have heard about them before. I did just get my Cobalt Press campaign builder for cities. And man, does it make you want to run urban adventures. The book is very much a textbook. So it's like constantly trying to read it is like trying to read a math book for fun. It's really well laid out, so that's not the problem. It's just dense and ethereal, and you just gotta like read it and practice it. There's some really good advice in there though, and not just building the city, but like having a quest hub. Do you mean 3.5? What do you mean, Chance? Good evening, Sneaky. Like making sure there are quest hubs in a city and how to treat quest hubs. Like a quest hub could be the police station. Let's just say that. A quest hub could be the tavern. A quest hub could be the docks, right? And you can just have one if you want, but you can also have multiple, and each one does a different style of quest. I think the masterful thing is to it's not just have multiple quests, but a single quest styled in a way that can fit all those quest hubs. That would be interesting. Oh, not this brush. Because then hang on. Where are my things? It does feel a little railroady, but if you have like a very specific important quest, being able to reshape that quest dependent on the quest hub, I think that's a really cool challenge. Getting queasy from all that rock, and yeah, I know what you mean. I'm leaning on it, so screw you. There we go. The issue is the camera's mounted to the desk. That's the real issue. Let's be honest. Here's the focus. Okay. Don't worry, I'll go out of focus eventually. Don't you worry. I understand. It's not that wordy, actually. It's just dense. It's, you know, you're talking city building, the ages of city. What does that mean economically, trade wise? How magic affects trade, and it's like all good stuff. It's just it's a lot to take in, and it requires a few reads to get through it. But it's all good stuff, otherwise I wouldn't be talking about it. Yeah, so the music in the background, I'm doing mixing on some new tracks that are both royalty free and Critical Role's albums, and I'm making new mixes in Premiere with them, so that way I have them live at the game table, so I don't have to spend as much time in post production. And I figured, why not share them here first? This is like a V1 of... what is it? Calm Explore. Gets a sense of movement in that, yeah. Yeah, I figured, you know, Critical Role makes good music, and they want people who make D&D content to use it. And rather than be afraid of people going, "Are you using Critical Role music?" Embrace it. It's good freaking music. If it helps tell a story and people are entertained, that's what matters. You stupid camera. There we go. This looks pretty good. Really dynamic. Let that dry while we do the next one, which I think is basically the same model. Yeah, I don't see any differences. Bravo Leviosa. Just don't play it online. I got that. Oh, it's a beautiful looking game. Absolutely, it's beautiful looking. Watch somebody play it for like the first scene, basically. Frickin'. It's so close to looking like Skyrim. Super impressive. Yeah, that's probably the most interesting thing I found about the game is why is the Switch version coming out like a year later? It's like why is it not just Smash, just release everything all at once? I don't understand that. Is that a common thing for games? Question? Maybe. Or is it marketing? To have the game come out multiple times a year so the conversation around the game constantly happens, good or negative. be restrictions. Could be exclusive pay. And there's a lot of things that go into that stuff. Out of focus. Hey, Murph. Yeah, let's try another track. Spooky track. This is in preparation for the episode where you guys jump the shark. Yep. How'd you know? haven't released an episode on the podcast in the last week or so. I'm sorry about that, guys. I'm failing you. It's got nothing nothing to update yet. You know, everything is just happening like clockwork right now, and I'm just chugging away. And I want to talk about more exciting things. So I'm trying to figure out what the best topics for the podcast can be. Because if the podcast is relying on just updates, they're going to be very irregular. It's me Soulsbound Indiana Jones vibes. Good. And I mostly stay home because it saves a lot of money. So I don't really go out that much.
What's going out?
What is going out?
For a walk?
Let's add some more white. Oh, yeah. Once I have some good stuff to update you guys on, that's when the podcasts, I feel like, drop. I want to do more. You were getting Star Wars vibes. Yeah, I should just do the brush. Yeah. Do a different brush. Would this be too much? Yeah, this would be way too much. Let's see if there's another brush I can use. Limit on my brush choice. Oh wait, no. Nope, I'm wrong. That's all I got. I don't have a small enough, dry brush. So I kind of just have to draw the highlights. Yeah, so I just downloaded a bunch of royalty-free ambient music. Really good tracks. So I'm going to be updating these tracks. Settle down. I'm going to update these tracks with some even more audio inside them too. So this is just like a V1 mix. Yeah, and the goal is to have a speaker at the game so that this music, the players can hear it. And Skyrim style, the music changes. Wait, why did the music change? But if it means I can save myself a few hours in post-production, getting an episode out to you guys, it's worth it. Oh, you have come to play? The Legend of Zelda music is really good. Problem is, it's copyright. mean, how's the vlog with me just talking about Puss in Boots for 30 minutes? So it has nothing to do with the channel. Oh man, they're looking great. These sharks looking great. That should have sounded more like a relaxing stroll. Puss in Boots is amazing. Correct that message, Josh. Is amazing. I gotta rewatch it again. I'm surprised Puss in Boots is not available in Spanish. Doing it off camera like a freaking noob. Doing it behind the chat like a freaking noob. Super speedy, right? No, I think I just need to do white. Let's go calm, sad. I think this is going to be the biggest updated track that I'm working on. Boring. Just got here. Those sharks look sweet. Color scheme are you going for? Tiger shark? I don't know about the shark yet. Maybe one's gonna be a tiger shark. I think that's cool. Right now I'm just focused on the water. I'm putting a lot of work into this water that I feel like it's going to get ruined when I start working on that shark. Man, that looks really good. Down camera. Smallest hammer. I probably should Mod Podge it before painting the shark. Probably a smart idea. I ain't a smart person, but that sounds like a smart idea. we go. That looks super good on camera. These are the cave tiles that we started with at the top of the stream. They're almost dry. But the shark is taking just long enough. Is the brown spot where you were holding the tiles? Oh, yeah. That's exactly where I was holding the tiles. Spiritual. Alex is in the house. Happy Tuesday, Alex. If you start doing more aquatic marine themed games, would you be collecting different creature minis? Yeah. There's a lot of sea-based creatures out there that I don't think are going to be in Jaws. But at the same time, I'm surprised at how many there will be in Jaws. Or at least ones that I prepare. Because there's no guarantee. This looks pretty good. Happy Mardi Gras. Is it Mardi Gras? I didn't know. Well, happy Mardi Gras. Are you going to have a huge shark for the mini bet? Maybe? Or just a bunch of smaller sharks? Guys, this is... you gotta watch the show. You just gotta watch it. You gotta wait. You gotta... I won't give you the answers that you seek. I will only make you wonder at night when you close your eyes. Having seen the dragons? I think you do a mean Kraken. Bad English. No worries. What dragons have I shown off? I showed the winter one. Sharknado. There is a Sharknado mini on Etsy though. Not gonna lie, it looks pretty cool. Guys, it's always Mardi Gras around here when Alex is in. These sharks are moving. They're so fast. Yeah, technically it's still February. Super simple ones for that. Let's get some Mod Podge out and protect that water. Mardi Gras Pancakes Day? Dude, are you at IHOP right now? Yo, this is shaky. Did a light workout yesterday. I worked out some muscles that were not ready for a workout. And I'm feeling it in my core. Oh. No, that is the drawer I need. Oh no, that's the brush I need. How about that? Alright, so let's go to this one. I need some water. Just a dab. Just Google it. That's funny. There we go. I'm on mobile, not paying for YouTube Premium. Hold on, Murphy. Does that mean you see an ad when I do this? Who saw an ad just now? Yeah, there's an ad. How does the ad work? Because I'm not on your side. Is it like, pause the stream, here's an ad instead? Like a skippable ad? Or is there like a little tiny little thing that pops up at the bottom of the screen or something like that? Because if it's the least intrusive type of ad, I'd probably be pushing that button way more. It was skippable. It cut off the stream, but I was ready to press the skip button. Oh wow, it just drops a skippable ad on you? That's wild. Evening. I'm gonna try to get this name right, but I'm gonna butcher it. Gadestos? That sounded better than I should have sounded. But let's see. Did I get it right? Because I don't know how to read. Let's be honest, most streamers don't know how to read. So what's the math? The math is like 30 seconds or something. But if I push like the add button right here, what that does is it's only for chat. It is not for VOD. The VOD ads I have to add later. Guys, dang it, I already broke it up. Gades Deos? Gades, oh my gosh. Gades Deos. Gades Deos. That's your new name. I'm gonna call you Deos for short. I'm sorry, buddy. I want to start learning more languages so I can learn to pronounce vowels as they are meant. I know there's the mindset of like, just pronounce it the way you would pronounce it in your language, which is fair. I also want to try. Gracias Deus. Or is it gay? No, it's not gay. Ga? No, it could be ga. Yeah, I feel like it's gate. Gracias Deus. I gotta train my tongue. That's what it is. Chase. Tyler Chase. Tyler, yeah, Tyler Chase. That's your name. Chest. Three different ways of pronouncing the same letter. Right. I like, what does English have, like 5 or 6 vowel sounds? Whereas Spanish has like 3. And it's like, why? That's so much easier. Why have I not known that? Also, I want to learn more languages so I can get better at doing accents and voices. I just gotta work in my schedule. Like an hour a day, just do the work. Oh man, guys, look at this. It's still drying, but look how glossy it is. There's a little bit of that green in there. I'm so talented, guys. Not really. Is this a black brush? No, that's a broken brush. Alright, so let's do some... Alright, so we gotta finish off these black tips. And touch up any spots that the brownish orange is sticking through. Let me get this out of the way of the black so it doesn't just spit all over it. Good night, bot. Let's be honest. Nightbot is doing the Lord's work. Yeah, these are for D&D. They can't, here, you can see on this one, they come in this orange. It's WizKids Warlock Tavern set. Not Tavern, Cavern set. And I'm just painting them black, and then I'm going to do some gray. This is actually what they're going to look more like. Which is, it's super basic, but really cool looking. And then when I get into making the other terrain, because right now I'm making this to match these. When we get to the ice, sand, or even the magma, I'm going to keep buying more sets of these and paint them to match. So I have natural terrain and then homemade dungeon terrain. Man, words. Yo, you made it, Tyler. Dude, guys, Tuesday's the day. You all are able to show up on Tuesdays. Thursdays, not so much. I've noticed that. What's up with that? What's so special about Thursdays that you guys can't hang out? Eventually I'll make an astral, like, underdark version of these, and that's going to be like purple and lime green. They'll look cool. And then you can mix, then I'll be able to mix them up. That's going to be fun. I've actually been in a restaurant in a cave. I bet. That sounds awesome, dude. I have no excuses. Tyler, do you even watch the stream after the fact? Come on. Just leaving me hanging? Wow. Not even helping out with the AdSense, huh? This guy. 1 month supporter. This guy. Deus, I'm working on a video. Right now it's just the writing of the video because it's a beefy video. It's beefy. Talking about advice and tips on ADHD players, and I'm doing the research. I'm looking around, hearing what other people have to say, and then I'm accounting my experience and Allie's experience. And a big thing that helps with, because what it comes down to is stimulation. Stimulate the senses, right? Autistic stimulation can quickly be overstimulated. ADHD stimulation is very quickly understimulated. And so it's really important to know who's at your table and what their needs are. And a big thing, I would say all players, is having a visual representation of what's going on. Because the less you have to do up here on like what's going on the board, the more you can put brain energy into making fun choices, such whether it's roleplay or combat. So that was just on the mind because I was writing more of the script this morning. When I don't make the live stream, I do lurk with rewatching your stream Monday mornings with fresh coffee. Well, now I gotta talk about the weather. Half the fun is interacting. See, like my daughter says your tiles are looking cool. Ah. Thank you. Everything black? I think it all is. Oh, there's one right here. I like it that Alex dropped another $10 or $9.99. Well, stop calling it 10 because it's not a full sexy donation. When I said Nightbot was doing the Lord's work. Cool. So those are drying. Okay. All right. We'll get to dry brushing these all together rather than just one at a time. Or in batches, so that way there's consistency. Touch those up now. Really happy with the direction those sharks are going. Usually get a chance to react each count. Oh. Oh. Yeah, I feel you, Sean. Know that D&D can also help a lot of people with certain disabilities. It can. A good friend of mine has autism, and since we started playing D&D, he has learned a lot about social interactions. I was diagnosed ADHD as a kid. Went on and off different meds. It was a wreck. It was, in hindsight, just chaos. Sometimes my meds weren't in. Some days I went days with just not having meds, and I'd feel like I have like bipolar experiences. And I don't have a confirmation that I am autistic. I would be low support. But I fall in a lot in line with autistic habits and personality traits and social hindrances. And so we just practice, you know, the right habits, the good habits, and that fixes a lot of my issues. And getting into D&D did that for me too. It was like jumpstart, redo childhood with better social interaction opportunities. Wow. Absolutely, like, life-changing this game is. As an adult. That's why I think kids need to get into it. Kids can get into D&D, whether they're, I mean, I don't know about super young. That you have, I'm probably not the right DM for a super young game, but like second digits old, 10 and plus, like, get to teach good stories to kids, get them to do math, get them to socially challenge themselves, and that just levels up as adults with that are neurodivergent. Neurodivergent. What are words, guys? Let me show you something cool. Do 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 do. It's a boat. I've already primed it. I actually have to do all the mass out of dowels. I have to make them myself. And then I'm going to do all the rigging cables. I was not expecting this to be like a full-on model. But hey, there's a lot of work in this. And if I can get to the sails, I definitely want to. And then we got the floor plans. So this is the inside under here. This is the inside in here. And this is down below everything. And if you want to go one step further down, it's here. Should you do this after the wood tiles? Or look like the wood tile? Oh, I'm absolutely convinced with you. We're on the same page. Yeah, and then the bottom has all the water waves, which we just got some practice in painting waves. It's a foot long. It's really cool. It's from Printable Scenery. I got it printed by... Sneeze it loud? Or is it just me? I got it printed by Dungeon Artifact on Etsy. I'm liking his prints. He does a great job in making sure it's a high quality print. But I like this versus the 3-foot long ship, which I can't even fit on my desk. These are way more manageable. So yeah, I want to paint this boat. I'm gonna start with since I got some blue out, I want to paint that, and then we'll get to that boat. Is the day good so far? I think so. Didn't go for a morning walk. That kind of threw me off, but I got to sit down and write the scripts that I wanted to write for the ADHD video, and working on Better Combat video that talks about even more things that I have not talked about before. And the ADHD video is referencing the combat video because there's some stuff in there. So they're kind of getting written at the same time. Got to work on that. Yesterday I got to work on music. I got to work on music some more today. Now I'm painting. Guys, it's a pretty good day. Made breakfast. So it's okay if I get a little sloppy in here because I'm going to paint over it. Just try not to get too sloppy. Also, Allie and I are watching Carnival Row for dinner. We're on like episode 4 now. Show's so good.
This was Legolas.
Orlando Bloom
Plays.
he plays he plays an inspector working for the police in a fantasy steampunk Europe. Spent the last 4 sessions on a boat. Try not to break this. Oh yeah, it's gonna be hard not to be sloppy. Yeah, so 4 episodes in, it's got big D&D vibes, but it's also got like Frostpunk vibes. It's got Call of Cthulhu vibes. The world building is...
It feels more like Gothic Victorian fantasy to me.
It has Gothic Victorian fantasy, yeah. The world building is not too complicated, but big enough that you feel grounded.
And it's very like immersive.
Oh, the sets are amazing. Like, once you watch an episode, you're like, I want to play Call of Cthulhu. With fairies, centaurs, and satyrs, and werewolves, and all the good stuff.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be just Fae-based, but then we have that stuff cut slowly from here.
Yeah, it's so cool.
Here's what else we haven't shared.
It's probably gonna start leading into Frankenstein and Dracula stuff, I hope.
That would be cool.
The first episode, literally, I just skipped the beginning of the first episode until the show actually started, because it starts with text trying to hook you in the world. Like, I don't care, just get to it. Allie was shocked that I was acting that way.
I enjoyed it. It was aesthetically pleasing.
But it was aesthetically pleasing. I'll never know. But yeah, the first episode is pretty flat. It is just a setup. Episode 2 and 3, super good. 4, ooh. Carnival Row, it's on Amazon Prime with Orlando Bloom.
It's an Amazon original that...
Oh yeah, it's Amazon original. It's not even based off a book or anything.
No, I just meant more like if that's why it's on Amazon, because sometimes if you're in a different country or like, you know how like it's something.
Oh yeah, there's that too. But you mentioned how it was like not based off anything.
Oh yeah, I wish it was based off a book because I want to read the book.
Apparently, it's based off a movie script that was never developed. Running out of my deep blue. You're like $6 a pop. Can't put a price on your art. I wish I could, then people would buy it. People on Etsy get to do it. Last of Us? Oh yeah. Such a good show. Remember, no spoilers in the chat since it's an active show. Do your best. That's pretty funny, Chance. Who here knows the game, though? I feel like a lot of us would. What a random message for me to get. I swear I just saw some. Oh, there they are. I'm like trying to see the edges that I'm not able to reach. Boring. That's pretty much it. It's just the game went above and beyond with its cinematic storytelling, not just cutscenes, but like finding a way to do cinematic storytelling in gameplay. And then the mushrooms, you know, gotta make zombies more interesting, so mix them up, do something unique. Which, I don't mind. Give me some interesting zombies. You can't do not Last of Us. You can't do Left 4 Dead again. Man, Left 4 Dead would be a heck of a show. Each map would just be one season. It'd be such a rush. It'd be like, if anyone remembers the show 24 Hours, but zombies. And the whole season would just be taking place within 24 hours. Takes up so much paint. Come on. You're my only deep blue. Don't do me like this on camera. Flipped upside down. I have nothing that I can hold on to. There we go. Oh, thank you, Alex. Now I'll be able to get more deep blue. Alex is feeling really cute. Like, he did $9.99 and then did $9.99 and then he did a $19.99. He's feeling really cute. He's ready for the ball. Alex, don't forget the glass slippers. Cool. Now, bright. Do the next layer. Oh, come on, even crystal blue?
You should have my blue, or did you use all that?
No, I can't use that blue for this.
Oh, it's not the right color.
No. Let's get some turquoise in there before I start doing the highlight. My back. Okay. So this is a fun one. Just that much. Let's start with that. And now I need a little. Take third. There we go. Did you prime the models, or are they painted directly? No, I did prime it. It was printed like plastic brown, and I primed it with this like desert yellow look, mustard yellow. Got a little white. I don't always prime because.
I always prime, but when I do.
But when I do. There we go. Watered down turquoise. Just dab that off. So it sits in the crevices. Yeah, I don't always prime it. I just know that when I was holding the mini or the model, I was like, I should prime this. Like resin prints, I don't always prime. This is exactly how I got the little bit of green in the shark minis. Hey, Benny. Just a reminder to everyone watching, consider subscribing if you aren't already subscribed. And if you are subscribed and like what you see, you enjoy my company, consider turning on notifications all the way and hitting that join button if you want to be a member. All right, the blue paint is still wet enough. I'm just taking off the blue. Fine, it's going to get painted over. Here we go. This is a good starting point for this. I'm going to go put this somewhere where it won't kill me. Right here. There we go. You just got back from work, Benny? Benny, what do you do for a living? You a lawyer? You know what we do with lawyers around here? We ask for their help. go put this away.
Come through.
Aw, thank you, Deus.
Are they pretty?
No, Deus has been subscribed since Corridor.
OG.
Alright, so... colors... Oak brown. It all started when his grandfather's grandfather encountered a lawyer. Oh, yes, my grandfather's grandfather. So many lawyers back then. Couldn't get enough of the documents and the ink. Made ink prices go up. Inflation was crazy in the ink. Had to start killing octopuses for ink. That was glued on anyway. So I'm not going to do a detailed, like, I'll get all the crevices brown. I'm going to leave it kind of like sloppy so that the desert can pop out. And then pour a bunch of wash on it. Actually, I have a lot more brown than I thought I did. I was trying to be conservative. Oh, frick. Plastic baggie. Why's it gotta be in a plastic bag? Let alone that one. Do I watch Adam Savage's Tested? Yes, I do.
Oh, his YouTube show he films on his phone.
Mm-hmm. Pretty great. Yeah, Adam Savage is a master at his craft. And he doesn't work out of his kitchen like I do. Hey, Beth. How's it going? Yeah, so the goal in rhyming it with a lighter tone was to Help make sure it doesn't get too dark once I start painting it. This one's empty. I watched Tested when it was still Will Smith's. Wait, what? Will Smith had Tested? That doesn't sound right. But also completely plausible. White redheaded dude. Not the Oscars. Oh, I know who you're talking about. Yes. Get that boat in focus. Looks like it will be a ship everyone will want to be a part of. Friendship? Ha ha ha! Uh-huh. Just for that, Murph? I clicked the add button. Caffeine shampoo. What? That's so funny. Yeah, I like that it's a little bit lighter brown than it would normally be because I gave it a light yellow primer. It's a really nice starting point. Oh, I forgot there was paint there. I do wish memberships, I've mentioned this before, I do wish memberships were ad-free for the channels you were supporting. Even if it was like gatekeeped at a higher tier to compensate for the loss of possible income. Because like memberships, I see way more money from membership. No, is that true? I see more from skippable ads, then memberships, then Alex. um, I feel like more people on YouTube would be willing to actually pay memberships than they would YouTube Premium if it meant ad-free on the channels you watch or support. But that being said, if you have YouTube Premium, your view counts as like 2 or 3 views. Pretty clutch. There's less people on the platform that have YouTube Premium, but their views are worth as much as the amount of people that are just watching for free. In sum total. Pretty wild. I know I'm fat, but I don't count myself as 3 people. Oh, bless you. The airline will. That's such a mean fat joke. but it's really sad that it's true. This is a little loose. I'll just have to fix that up. I don't count myself as 3 people. Really good. Okay. My blue fingers are getting all over it. It's just too bad that when it skips to add on a live chat, it pauses the stream, so when you come back, you're 30 seconds behind. Oh man, that's rough. Here, let's find out. No. It's undersided soak. Alright. That's a nice looking wood boat. Alright, let's let that dry. Let me show it off a little bit. There's probably a few spots that I missed that I need to get in there with. I'll just let it dry for a little bit more before I do. Like right there's a good spot that I need to get. About a foot long. A short boat. So these guys. Let's clean some brushes super quick. Super important to do that. YouTube hack. If you watch a video at half speed, every second counts as 2 views. Or like every second counts as 2 seconds, so you get twice as many views. It's such a bad hack. Goofy bad. Just got done revisiting your goodbye video. Thank you for revisiting it. I'm doing well. I'm surrounded by all of you guys who actually enjoy me just mucking around with paint. I get to play D&D and occasionally work with Corridor Digital on more projects and other people, which is great. All right, so let's get these mites and tights, because you might trip over a mite, right? I think so. I just gotta get this channel earning more on you know what, but it will get there in time. You guys all help. I think Jaws is going to do a lot for the channel, and I'm really hoping. Stalagmite has a G because it's on the ground. Stalactites has a C because it's on the ceiling. Hey, Murphy. That's a good one. When's the Jaws segment planned? Session 0 is planned for the... Is it the 4th or the 11th? You don't remember. You're being surrounded by cats. Let me see. Session 0 is on the 4th of March. Most of all the characters have been made, and I'm really just like tying in their backstories into the town. The town and the adventure and plots all laid out and like figured out, so that way it becomes a good mystery. Don't want this. I want this. And then we're set to play the first session on the 11th, I think it was. Get the gray out. Onion gray. Go. And I gotta order the minis, the hero minis. Which takes a few weeks. I might delay the first session by like a week or two, in case of like the minis take too long, or the Dogmite special edition GM screen takes too long. It shouldn't, but it might. I'm like, there's like the GM screen, the hero minis, and like some map pieces that are all coming roughly at the tail. They're all just like, it's making me a little nervous, because session 1 I want to pull out some cool minis, but if I don't have the minis, I don't, you know, this is not the brush I need. This is the brush I need. So yeah, it's about to happen. The players are all super excited. Everyone's loving their ideas. And then the release schedule. It's a shame I'm living in Europe. I'd love to help you paint minis. I feel ya. Oh yeah, and then there's, but so me waiting for those minis to get made would not be an issue if we pass the first goal on Patreon. A dry brush, some dark dungeon gray. Because the first goal for Patreon is 200, which we're super close. If we pass that, then I'm gonna buy a 3D printer, and then I can get those printed more often. Glasses just slipped right off my face. I just happen to also live in a super expensive city. All I can do is shrug at that. Thank you, Alex. But remember, okay, so I mentioned it in the community post. The money that the channel makes on YouTube's end is different than the money that it makes on Patreon's end. Which is why the goal is set on Patreon, while there's a different goal set for YouTube. But at the end of the day, you know, I gotta figure that stuff out. When you DM, how much has a player's backstory made you alter the world or campaign? In a non-themed campaign. So, like, I would consider Jaws to be a themed campaign, right? In a non-themed campaign, it would be the driving force. Their backstories would be the driving force of the game. While the themed game, like Jaws, everyone's coming in knowing what the game is about. Generally, ideal. Like, they have the same pitch, you know, Jaws themed campaign. And I give them parameters to fit into that adventure. And then their backstories really help flesh out the world versus adjust or change it. Because for a themed game, we're all signing up, right? So if we're going to play Curse of Strahd, we're all signing up to fight Strahd. No matter what our backstories are, we're not changing that kind of trajectory. We can influence, we can alternate, but ultimately, we're signing up for that. And the players have a rough idea what to expect. They don't have a full idea. I still got to keep it a mystery. Popping in to give you a thumbs up. Thanks, Orange. You delicious citrus, you. So yeah, that would be the difference. So like, if it's a themed game, backstories are more fleshing out the world or the area where the adventure is taking place of, like the town, and maybe help create subplots that weren't originally planned. So it makes things a little bit more complicated for the players on their own side, so I don't have to come up with those obstacles. That's fun. And but the central plot is still the spine of the adventure. And I see it as like solving a mystery. So you don't want to change the mystery last minute because everyone's backstory is different. You want everyone's backstory to create texture around that mystery. But if it's not a themed game, everyone's backstory is the adventure. And you jump planes and create new towns just to fit them in. Yeah, they're just like grayed up now. That's so cool looking. I'm doing a... Oh, you're doing a Jaws campaign? No wonder you have shark minis. All good, boring. And then my hope is to actually... Because I'm keeping track of the adventure. And I'm doing my best to make some good notes. And the hope is I can actually... on Etsy and DriveThruRPG and Patreon is sell the adventure. Patrons would get it for free then. And then you can run your own Jaws game. Bud! Dude, that's so funny. In D&D, that's going to be the system. So it's going to be a fantasy Jaws. And then after the Jaws game, the goal is to jump back into the science fiction horror for a while. And then come back to fantasy and do Dante's Peak. If you don't know Dante's Peak, hop onto Amazon and rent that sucker. Because that's a movie, guys. It's a great movie. Alright, now that we have the dark gray on them, dungeon gray, let's get ash gray. When did I start? 1, 2, 3. Now we're about to hit 3 hours? Oh, wow. I guess the shark painting was very, like, tedious. So that probably took up some time. And then there was the boat. Yeah. But Mom, I want to keep playing with my friends. Alright, so you should see a dramatic change here. Make sure all the... Question... Oh no, I'll save it for Thursday. If you want to hear that question and be a part of that answer, make sure your notifications are set, guys. Last Thursday we had a whole talk about that. Yeah, the goal is to shoot like 2 episodes every other week for Jaws. And if we can get ahead enough, because we release every other week for the games with Fables of Refuge, hopefully we have a release available for every other week for the rest of the year. That's my hope. So even though every other week is slow in retrospect for YouTube, it's consistent. And then if we can successfully do that this year, who knows what I can do next year. Alex, I feel like I've told you how much I appreciate you so much that I'm losing touch with what that means. Because you are so gracious and kind in donating so much. I have no idea what I'm doing here that is giving you exactly what you need, and I am happy that I don't know, and that it is happening and it's working, and that you are getting exactly what you need. I'm happy to be a part of that. If I look how nice this looks. I was gonna say something, but hold on. Look at that sucker. Now that's a stalagmite. Let's see how big this is. It's not that big. It's pretty good size. Good cover. Now, a cynical man would say, who wants to compete with Alex? A kind man would say, you don't need to compete with Alex. A YouTuber influencer would say, that's it? That's all you got? Me? I want to say all those things all at once, and thankfully, I just did. But I'm happy to be getting what I can get. And I'm happy to be making what I'm making. And I feel like that's rare for a lot of people out there. But no matter how much you donate, Alex, here on the chat, it doesn't change the Patreon goal. Hey, some of you might be lurking, and that's okay, but I just want to appreciate right now that I have about 12 of y'all just being here with me. And that's freaking awesome. I just want to toss it out there. Thank you very much for spending your time with me. Now stop crying, because I'm not crying. Let's get back to painting. Alright. Hey, look at that, guys. We got dungeon tiles. Not dungeon tiles, cavern tiles. If I compare them... Yeah, pretty spot on. Lemons? What? That naturally makes you want to pucker up. the the fact that you guys are both members, donators, on top of all of that, like, that's mind-blowing to me. Like, I'm happy that you guys are doing it, because it is supporting me in being able to get closer to making better and more content more often, and then I'm doing this more often. And you guys being supporters motivates me, because every time you support me, it It's like I don't want you to waste your money. Right? I want when you donate something to me, I want to like try to maximize it so you guys get something great from it. Oh, thank you, Sean. That's such a I'm glad. It's also, on my end, a little weird, but also not weird because I talk to you like twice a week. So it's both weird and not weird. It's the power of the internet. Cool. So this is all set. This is great. Let me make some room and I can do something. I don't know if you can see this. Kind of can see it. So this is the whole kit that came with these tiles. I have even more stalagmites. I did get the kit that has the stalactites. So there's 3 boxes. The third box, which is the stalactites, I painted them. I don't think it's worth it. I think the base kit and then the archways are all you need. Stalactite has like a bunch of little tiny pieces to stick them together, and it's a really bad design. Right. Who you calling a friend here, pal? No. I'm supposed to go there, right? Shoot. Go here. It does go right there. Okay. And this one goes right there. Great. So I have like a handful more of stalagmites to make. There's actually a lot. Because I want these ready for Jaws. If I realize that I have too many of the same kind, I can just take some and repaint them for other tile sets. Because there are a lot. And then that would save me money if like one set could be like 2 different terrains. Alright, it's coming up to 4 o'clock on my end. We're just gonna hang out and chill, guys. Because that's not what we've been doing. There we go. Au revoir, Alex. You have a wonderful day, night, evening. Someday I'll memorize Jim Carrey's line. Probably after the stream, I'll have lunch because I had breakfast late, and then work on more music. Should be editing episode 5, but episode 5 of Fables of Refuge because I gotta stay ahead of the releases. Yeah, I'll just do music tomorrow and do Refuge for the rest of the day. Murphy, you don't think you're anyone's homie? Come on. Come on. Dumitas? I think I said that right. Dumitas? How's it going? We're chilling out after a good long stream of painting. Chum, and we're back to Jaws. I don't feel bad. If you want to catch the next one, make sure to turn on notifications. This music is so good. So I don't know if you make a lot of terrain out of foam. You should watch my Thursday streams. The dungeon tile stream. There's a lot of foam in there. But I'll let you finish. I'm assuming you're typing a second part. Previous music on streams was alright, but this music has felt more fitting. Good! Yeah, I realized, like, today that I was like, hey, I'm prepping this music for games. I might as well play them on the streams too. And then the sound is all together. I love that emoji. Dumatas. I know that it's a chat a minute ago, but like, that's pretty good. But if you do and use a prox on table, you should really look into the tools of shifting lands. Well, I got a prox on right here with a new shifting lands big old wall. Thanks to your guys' support, I was able to afford it. I think this one is the go. Okay, but what would make that joke even funnier if I was so out of touch I didn't know what goat meant. I'm admiring my beard right now. I'm gonna be honest. Goat is a sheep animal. Imagine. talking to somebody, keep dropping goat, and they're like, what are we talking about sheep for? Currently episode 48 of 1738, The Foam. It's not there. It's like 22, but that's still funny. Yeah, what kind of question you got? Let's see. Do you have to remove all of it from... Do you have to remove it all for cooking? Or are you just putting like some cloth over everything? Oh, so there's a little bit of... On this direction, right? Right there's the whole kitchen. So there's like... I'm on the edge of it. In the structure of this place, I would technically be in the dining room, but because it's all a single studio space, this feels more like it's part of the kitchen. Because if it was a proper dining room space, I wouldn't be interrupting kitchen stuff, and kitchen stuff wouldn't be interrupting me. So I don't have to move too much. I don't really have to move anything. It's just like right over there, and then I'm over here on this side. Maniac, you're making it to the end of the stream. Buddy. Buddy. Shifting Lands released some tutorials. That's pretty dope. My limitation with the Proxon is I chose to make a 6x6. Proxon fits 5 inches or smaller. That's my burden. I wish the Proxon had better like triangle cutting tools, or like Shifting Lands would have better triangle cutting tools, like 90-degree angle ones. I don't see enough of that. I'm assuming the channel's called Shifting Lands then. Better if you were talking about the animal. Everyone thought you... That's pretty good. I'm not shaming for having a day job. I shame myself for not having a day job. I would never shame others. But, Maniac. We hang out on Discord enough, so you're fine. It's a hard time, not a shame. I am just happy that Maniac found time to show up, which is great, because I don't see Maniac on the stream a lot. Reminds me, it tells me that Maniac is alive, as he reminds me by saying, I live. I need funny ideas for what to do with my stream deck. I mean, I just do folders. I don't do anything nuts. How loud is that? Well, that's not that loud at all. And then less if you got a night job. That's funny. Chance, go ahead and if you're struggling to get onto Discord, feel free to use this chat to talk to folks to help get on Discord. No, you're on Discord. So you're still just figuring out the layout and stuff. What questions you got? And for those who aren't members or patrons, if you sign up as a member or a patron on Patreon, you get access to the Discord. Let's look at these sharks. These sharks turned out really good, guys. Yeah. Oh, look how cool it looks so far away. What's going on down here? These sharks look so good. I need to just look at these sharks. A little wobbly. My finger just went through some paint. Yeah. Is it imposing? That's fair. We can talk to Myro about it. Myro does a lot of the heavy lifting for me. And then I just do the occasional lifting. Let's see. Good night, Sneaky. You have a good night. Sneak into those sheets. Hey, perfect timing, Nightbot. If you guys want to support the channel on Patreon, go ahead and click that link in the chat. Alright, guys. 15 of you. That's a lot for me, and I'm really appreciative of that. I'm going to stream on Thursday, so in a couple days. Tuesdays and Thursdays, if you don't know, is pretty much my routine. And see my cooking stream when I have more cameras. And cameras are expensive. Thursdays are pretty much crafting days. Tuesdays are painting days. It's around the same time, around 1 o'clock Pacific. So, yeah. Make sure your notifications are turned on. I gotta tell Nightbot to say, rather than consider subscribing, is to say, hit the turn your notifications on. Alright, guys. I'm gonna check out. I'm gonna eat and then start editing so that way you guys get more content. I don't think a Fables of Refuge episode is coming out tomorrow. No, it's not. Next Wednesday it will be. Get ready! Oh! Yeah, go to YouTube settings and make sure you have the right stuff on. Alright, guys. You have a good rest of your day. Have a good night. I'll see you on Thursday. I almost clicked this one. It's over here. Peace!